again in my channel English with Shivi. I am Mrs. Shivi Poddar in front of you to bring the chapter Nelson Mandela of Standard 10th of the book First Flight. This is the part 2. This chapter is too hard to understand, so I hope that you are very well learning through my videos. So if you are wanting more videos and if you are wanting more learning methods, then please motivate me to like, subscribe my channel and give comments. If you are wanting the more and another videos, so please comment and write the topics. I will be there, I will give my best in front of you through my videos. So please don't forget to like, to press the bell icon, not to never miss anytime my new notification. In the part 1, here was the description about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, when he was there on the podium to take the oath in front of all the dignitaries, all the people who have come there to take the oaths also and to take the assembly. Now, in the second part, here I am describing from the 4th page, the middle paragraph. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our 2 national anthems and the vision of white singing Neo-Cosis, Nickelan, African and the black singing Diest, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they also know the words by heart. Here he was saying that when we will have the victory or when we will applause, then our people, our army or the person will sing the national anthems. So the national anthems are the difference for the different countries. So he is saying the day was symbolized for me. He was remembering that that day was giving the indication and was symbolizing me that they were singing the national anthems of their own countries. The white person, the people who were white, they were singing their own national anthem. They were singing Nkosi, Nickelan, Africa. And the blacks, then those who were black, they were singing their national anthem Diest. The old anthem of the Republic, it was the old anthem of the Republic. Although that they neither group, and he was also describing the more thing that neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem. I mean, they were so much excited, even they were not knowing the lyrics, the rhythm, the fluency or the line of the national anthem. Even then they were there to sing, to give the symbolization, to give the respect to me. And they once despite means hated. When they were hating, when they were there to hate the things, they would soon know the words by heart. When they will be there to leave the hatred portion, to leave the despite things, they will sing by heart. They will be there to sing the song by heart. What happens? When we are happy, then we sing by heart. We applause or we are happy, we clap and we sing ultimately with our hearts. So ultimately or automatically the rhythms are made. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history in the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth. The white-skinned people of South Africa passed up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. On the day of the inauguration. Now the day has come for the inauguration ceremony. I was overwhelmed. I was so much excited, overwhelmed, so much excited, so much happy with the sense of our history. I was having the sense, I was having the feeling of the history. Means he has seen what has happened in history in the past time. So he is having the past time and he is too much happy. In the first decade of 20th century, now he is explaining the past time. When the 20th century was there, when the first decade, when the first time years of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own life. There was the war between the Anglo-Boer and it was before my birth. Means when he was not taken the birth, that time the birth was there and he was remembering the things, the history, the past events. Then the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a symbol of racial domination. Then that time the white-skinned people of South Africa, the African people who were white in colors, they patched, they pointed the things, the differences, the racial discrimination, they erected the system of racial domination. Erected means build. They erected, they built, they raised up the racial domination when people of one race have power over another race. So the white people of South Africa were overwhelmed and they raised up the domination of the races, of the ages, of the caste on the black persons. They were there first time who raised up the differences, who gave the differences and who make the differences, who make the partition between the white people and the black people. And they dominated the dark-skinned people on their own land. Means the land was of the black people and the black people was dominated and they were dominated by the white people. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever. Now in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man, that system had been changed, overturned. So he is saying the structure they created form. Means the method, the form, the structure, the plot as they have created, as they have raised in all over the world, it was on the basis of the harshest. Means they raised up with the full efforts and they were most inhuman. Inhuman means cruel. They were the most cruel person, they were the most cruel people, white people and the societies the world ever known. In that world, they were never known that these type of cruel and inhuman or the harshest people will be there. But they crossed the lines, they crossed the methods and they gave the thoughts that there should be the differences between the white people and the black people. Now in the last decade of the 20th century, in the last months of the 20th century, my own 8th decade, when I was there and it was the 8th decade when I was the young person and that system had been overturned, changed हो गया, left हो गया forever and replaced by one that recognizes the rights and freedom of all the peoples regardless of the color and their skin. Now the time has changed, that overturned overlaps for forever. And it has replaced, it has taken by the another and that recognize the rights. Now the persons, the people who has replaced, he has known that what were the rights, what were the human facilities and what are the freedoms of the people regardless of the color of their skin. It was a different thing. The skin color, the colorness, the white and the black people are different. This matter was a different and now this was the another thing. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people. People whose suffering and courage can never be many other days. That I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. The day had come about Now the day when I am here had come through the unimaginable sacrifices. Unimaginable I didn't write here. Unimaginable means the thing which cannot be imagined. So the sacrifices were there that cannot be imagined by anyone, and the thousands of the people were there to give their lives. People whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repeated. Those who were there to take the pains, those who were there to feel, to suffering all these things, all this discrimination, we cannot count the numbers. I felt that day as I have on so many other days. I was feeling that there are so many persons who are facing this type of problems, they are uncountable. And I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. I was simply the sum of. I was also engaged between he or me. Means among the peoples of all the worlds I was also there. Those African patriots, the people who were having the patriotism, देश भक्ति जो रख रहे थे, the people who were having the patriotism about the country Africa, they were also there before me. They had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. That long and noble line. That line, that period, that suffering line now has ended and it will be started, and it will begin with me. Now I am there, and before me the person out there who has feeling, who had felt all the sufferings and problems. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had brought. I was having too much pain in my heart. I was suffering from the hurted manners and I was not able. The writer is saying, Nelson is saying that he was even not there to think, to give the thank, the obligation to that person who were there to serve the country, who were there to have the sacrifices, and those who have wrought. Again, the wrought is not written here. It is the old-fashioned personality, means achieved, the things that have achieved. Those who have given the sacrifices, those who have given their lives will not gone in waste. They have given the sacrifices, but now I am here and I am not able to give the thank to them because they have sacrificed their lives for their country. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. But the decades of the oppression and the brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tombers, the Walter Cecilus, the Chief Lithulis, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Suvokis of our time. Men of such extraordinary courage. Here are also the pictures. The person Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, Yusuf Dadu, Bram Fisher, Robert Suzuki. These are the persons who have given the extraordinary courage, who were having the courage. See from the starting of the paragraph, the policy of apartheid. Apartheid means a policy of segregation on grounds of race. There were the policies of the segregation. It was on the basis of the race. It was based on the skills and the caste. Created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. This method, this situation have given the wound, have given the hurtness on the skin, on the heart of my people and as well as on my country. All of us will spend many years. There were so many people who have spent just like to have fame pain in the country. They were there to live their lives. If not generations recovering from that profound hurt. They were having the generation. They were creating the generation means they were living there and they were not having the courage to recover that. Generation after generation, they were there and they were suffering the problems. But the decades of the oppression and brutally had another unintended effect. But the decades of oppression. This difference, this partition, the difference between the partition and the days between this partition and the brutality had brutality, the cruelty and the depression and the dividation of these decades had another unintended, not planned. The things were not planned, the times were not planned, and it was not there to be free. That was that it produced the Oliver Tombos. Then, when all the things were there, when the problems were there, when all these differences and all these policies were there, then the persons erased. These were the list of the persons, and they were there. They were the person who were there in the against of apartheid. They fought there. They have the courage there to be with the person who were facing the problems. Wisdom and generosity that their like never be known again. They were having the courage as well as they were having the wisdom, the mind and the generosity. They were having a generous heart and their like may never be known again. This type of abstracts and the feelings cannot be seen in any other persons. They were having so much rare activities and the nature in their heart as well as in their mind. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the mineral and gems that lie beneath its soil. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation. Maybe it will be the important thing in front of the people, those who are having this type of problem. To create such heights of character. No one can have this type of characters. And we cannot have the depth, we cannot judge the depth of this type of characters of these people. My country is rich in the minerals and gems. Nelson is saying that we are having, our country is having so many richest things. They are having minerals as well as the gems that lie beneath its soil. Under the land, under the soil, all the important, all the precious things are there. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people. Each and every time the writer is saying that I have known that its peoples are just like its gems. The generations of this country, of South Africa, are just like the minerals. I cannot think that the heavy minerals and the gems are the precious things, but its country, its happy people will be the gems of this country. Finer and truer than the purest diamonds. He is defining them as the pure and the finest diamonds. To whom? To the countrymen. He is saying that the countrymen are pure. They are fine, just like the diamonds. So he cannot have the belief against the countrymen. He is only having the price and having the jewelry in the mind of his, that the people of the country live their own jewelry. It is from these comrades in the struggle now the second paragraph. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an ideal. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. It is from these comrades in the struggle. Comrades means the colleagues. The colleagues, the partners, the friends, the mates who were in the struggle, who were there to fight against the pain. That I learned the meaning of life. That time the writer is saying that he felt that we have to be courageful person. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an ideal. Their lives are not in waste. They have given the idea to be the countrymen of that country. They gave their lives, the countrymen gave their lives to have the pain, to feel the pain. Now, the writer is saying that he has taken the ideals. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking. He has seen that so many times have passed, and I have learned, I have seen all the things that they have taken. They have there to stand there, to attack, to fight, and they are there to torture. Torture means to give the pain without breaking. They have taken the torture pain without any break, and they are showing the strength and the resilience that defies the imagination. Resilience, the ability to deal with any kind of hardship. They were there to face all the problems. Even then, they were not having any problem. They were not showing that they are having the hardship. Easily and in a simple method, they were there to have the strength, and they were fighting against that discrimination. I learned that courage was not absence of fear. Again, writer is saying that he has learned so many things, and he has learned that the courage was not absence of fear. When the fear will not be in our heart, then it doesn't mean that courage also will not be there. So he has known that the courage was not there. When the fear was there, then only the courage was also there. But the triumph over it. Even then, all the things were there. Even then, the triumphs, the victory was there. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. He is saying that the brave man, the brave person cannot be called the brave person when he is facing the afraidness, when he is having the fear in his mind. But when he have the fear and he is having the victory, he is facing all the problems, and when he is conquering means when he is winning that fear. We are having the fear in our minds, but it doesn't mean that we cannot have the courage. So he is saying only the person who is having the fear, and with that fear he fights, he struggles, then he will be the victor, he will be the victory person. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. After taking birth, there are so many people who is in the different religion and who is having the background, the different background, the backward ground, and they are having the different skin. They are not hated by the persons, but people must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to human heart than its opposite. He is saying that no one is born to be the hated person. If the person is having the hatred in their heart, they can hate, but he is having the hatred that he should have the love also in his heart. If he is having the manner to hate, if he is learning, he is teaching to hate, then he is also learning to love. Because for loves come more naturally to the human heart, not the hatred. When we see the painful person, ultimately we will have the sympathy, the love. But the hatred will not be there. So its opposite here means the hatred. So he is saying the in human heart love comes naturally, not the hatred. Even in the grimiest time in prison, when my comrades and I was pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second. He is saying in the grimiest, in the gloomy, in the sad time when they were in prison, they were in jail. He is saying that his comrades, his people, the person, the colleagues, I were pushed to our limits. Writer was also there. He was also there to cross, not to cross the limits. He also there that they are in their limits. I would see a glimmer of humanity. Glimmer, the shining which is fainting. He is saying that I was also seeing, the writer was also seeing that the humanity's glittering feelings were fading, and in one of our guards. There were so many guards in the prison, and one of our guards, there was the one person, he was also not having the humanity. The humanity was fainting from his heart, and he was also there to push me to have the patting me on my body, and he also was treating me badly. Perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keeping me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. For a second, just a minute was there to learn to think that it was enough to reassure me. Reassure, say or do something to remove the doubts. I was having the doubts, and now this time when I saw the person who was not having the humanity, it was sure that my doubts were clear, that they were all really having the bad nature. And it was there that I was true, that the writer is saying that it was true, and I continue my thoughts that they are not doing well. Man's goodness is a flame. Again he is marking this line, again he is giving the lesson that man's goodness, the goodness, the accuracy, the happiness, the good thought of the man is just like the flame of a light or a lamp that can be hidden but never extinguished. Sometimes the flame is not seen, but it can be hidden. It will be hidden, but it cannot be blown. It cannot be extinguished. It cannot be hidden. So that's it for today. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys.